the question was, why do we do these things? Why do we look at pornography? Why do we da-da-da? Why do we... A lot of times we do these things to fit in. The conceit, we pretend like we're a certain way. Who's seen Mean Girls before? Many people, okay. She pretended like she was someone else so she can fit in with the plastic chicks. And she was really just some humble chick from Africa who was really smart. So, I'll tell you right now why we do these things. We fear rejection to the max. Like, we totally fear it. So, what does it mean to reject? Alright, to reject, it means to cast off, to refuse to hear, receive or admit or rebuff. To refuse to acknowledge or submit to. Alright, so we're afraid of that. But we don't have to be afraid of that. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Come back to your senses as you ought, and stop sinning. For there are some who are ignorant of God. I say this to your shame. The Bible is pretty clear. I'm going to read another one. It's Exodus 23:2. Do not follow the crowd as they do what is wrong. When you are a witness in court, do not turn what is right into wrong. Do not go along with the crowd. Proverbs 4:14-15. Do not set foot on the path of the wicked or walk in the way of evil men. Avoid it. Do not travel on it. Turn from it and go on your way. Alright. So there are way more verses than that. That was just 3. About why we shouldn't fall for this thing that was that created the fall of man. And there's one person in the Bible who was severely rejected. And everyone knows who that is. It's Jesus. Jesus was, he was an awesome person. Like, everyone knows how great, hopefully, how great Jesus was. And I want to read something that'll tell you how great he was. It's not up there. It's Hebrews 1:2-4. It says, but in these last days he has spoken to us by his Son, God, whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom he made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After he had provided purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty in heaven. So he became as much superior to the angels as the name he has inherited is superior to theirs. So this is the Son of God. He came down here. He was the Son of God, and he was rejected by mankind. So, pretty much, this verse is pretty much telling us that Jesus was God. He was God with skin on. So, it's like the Creator is being rejected by his creation. It's like faulty logic. It doesn't even make sense to me how that happened, how he was rejected like that. Did Jesus have to walk the path that he did? Did he have to be rejected? Did he have to take that rejection the way that he did? No, he's Jesus. He's God. He does not have to take that. He could have... What were the alternatives? He could have struck someone down. They tried him. He could have did some awesome... somebody steps to him the wrong way. He could open the earth underneath them. And there's a pit of fire waiting for them at the bottom. Jesus could have done so many things. He didn't even have to take this from what he created. So I think Jesus was pretty much rejected more than anyone in this room. I think that's pretty safe to say. And yet he came to save, not condemn. Still, he came to save and not condemn. So this is the man to follow. I think, at least. But, if you don't want to, here's how to please mankind. Number 1, friendship with the world. You gotta be friends with the world. You have to, James 4:4 says, do you not know that friendship with the world is hostility towards God? Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. So the cost is, you're an enemy of God. Alright, if you can deal with that, then be friends with the world. Number 2. Be a people pleaser. Tell people what they want to hear, pretty much like tickle the ears, call good evil, call evil good, that kind of thing. Be like whimsical with everything and just want to please everyone. If you're okay with losing God's favor, God is pretty much in charge of eternity, just saying. So if you want to lose his favor, then what you got to do is be a people pleaser. All right, number 3, cover your light with a shade. Fail to speak out against evil. Whenever you see or hear things, hide the fact that you're a Christian. Don't let anyone know. Pray like inconspicuously, that kind of thing. The cost of that is you'll be filled with darkness if you hide your faith. And the 4th one would be walk by sight rather than by faith. That's like, if you want like immediate gratification from people, you want approval from everyone and that kind of thing, you'll just be ignorant. All right, that's the cost of that one, ignorance, if you want that. So, I mean, let's be honest. How many of you want that? I don't think people don't want to be an enemy of God, lose God's favor, to be filled with darkness, and to be ignorant. Great, I want that. Who wants that? No? So, I mean, let's be honest. Okay, so then how about this? Next slide. How about this? Proverbs 1:10-15. That's the chick from Mean Girls. It says, "My son, if sinners entice you, do not give in to them. If they say, 'Come along with us, let's lie in wait for someone's blood. Let's waylay some harmless soul. Let's swallow them alive, like the grave, and whole, like those who go down to the pit. We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Throw in your lot with us, and we will share a common purse. My son, do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their paths." You don't want to be friends with the world, basically. Do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their paths. All right. So rejection by the world is inevitable if you want to please God. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. That's it. So since it's inevitable, how should we respond to it? All right. First, don't get rejected for the wrong reasons, okay? If it's like you're sleeping around so people don't really want to be around you, then you're getting rejected, there's a good reason behind it. Don't get rejected for the wrong reasons. Don't be surprised by rejection. Be expecting it, because like we said, it's inevitable if you want to please God. Third, don't be discouraged by rejection. When it happens, don't think the whole world is over, because it really isn't. And submit to rejection. That pretty much goes along with don't be discouraged. Just submit to it. Like, it's inevitable. Just let it happen. It's all good. These people are not going to get me into heaven. Anyway, last one. Pray for those who persecute you. You have to love your enemies. Oh, that's the dessert. It's the last one. Yeah. So we need to encourage one another. We need to lift each other up. And just by praying for one another, you're lifting up your fellow brother in Christ. You're lifting up the family of God. Just recognizing that we're all facing rejection in different contexts, and just acknowledging that and just praying for them regardless of their situation is the biggest and most important step. Okay, and you have to show them grace.